Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at honoring our father's wishes, but mostly we're poor at making art. My name is Benj.
And my name is Isaac.
And my name is Jeff, Benj's father.
And today we are celebrating Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The annual day of the year where we celebrate dear old dad.
Yep. And today, my father likes NBA, so we're doing something related to that.
Yeah, sports.
Yay, sports.
I'm sorry you had to see that. But I'm also sorry that that's not going to be the end of it today because we have to draw sports, you see. Benj and I are not what you'd call sports fans. In fact, we're not fans of really anything except poor art and hotels. No, that's not entirely true, but sports is not what
Especially
I'd say.
hotel tycoons.
Yes. Or if you're a hotel tycoon and you're looking to do something nice for two poor artists because it's Father's Day and you don't have any children who appreciate you, giving hotels away.
We'll appreciate you.
We promise to appreciate you. We will call on Father's Day and anyway, we're just going to celebrate Father's Day today. And as we do on Father's Day, we honor our father's wishes. Or in this case, I'm honoring your father's wishes and you're honoring your father's wishes. So, Mr. Uyghur, would you tell us what's happened in the world this past couple of weeks? The tragedy that has befallen?
Yes, it happened on Wednesday morning. A great man, Jerry West, a great West Virginian. He not only grew up in West Virginia, he's known as Zeke from Cabin Creek, but he went to West Virginia University, was an All-American, and he's promoted the state and the university for his entire life. And then he played 14 years in the NBA.
I think I've heard of this guy. Is this Michael Jordan?
This is pre-Michael Jordan.
Pre-Michael. There wasn't basketball before then, was there?
He's also an NBA All-Star all 14 of those years. And he's also the NBA logo.
Oh.
And he has been relevant in basketball up until the day he died, because he's been an executive and a coach, and he's put together many of the most accomplished teams in the NBA.
What I'm most impressed about the last minute and a half was that you weren't reading Wikipedia. Like, you just knew all that about this man. This man that I only learned existed on Wednesday.
But here's the thing. He was the NBA logo, and now he's dead.
Yes.
So they need a new logo.
The NBA is not without acknowledging that having a dead man as your logo is both morbid and gross, because it's just going to make you think about how he's dead, and it's sad, and they don't want that. When they look at the NBA, they want to think, wow, that's some great art.
They knew I'm a West Virginian, so they came to me and asked if I would have two poor artists come up with a new NBA logo. And I said, of course.
On behalf of the fathers out there, and on behalf of the NBA, we are here to serve by designing the new NBA logo so that when people look at it, they aren't sad.
So the three of us are each going to draw our own version, and then our fans, you guys, will vote on which one's the best. And that will be the new NBA logo.
Yeah, that's how it works. You get a couple of poor artists together. I mean, we have as much chance as anybody, don't we? They're looking for something new, out there for the fathers, something that fathers like, And maybe it'll be yours, Mr. Uyghur. Maybe your drawing will be the new. How cool would that be?
I am so excited.
Would you be so honored?
See what you guys are going to draw.
If the old NBA logo featured a West Virginian and the new NBA logo was drawn by a West Virginian, man, that would be quite the symmetry, really. Plus, then there'll be someone in 50 years when you die, and they'll be like, he was a great man. He grew up in West Virginia. He was an American, an all-American. Every bit of him was an American. He put together some of the greatest art that the world has ever seen. He can lean and dribble a basketball just like Jerry West. If you haven't seen the current NBA logo, I mean, good for you. First of all, I had to look it up. I think I'd vaguely. It's just a dude leaning and dribbling. Like the man couldn't stand straight. I think he had Weak knees. Weak knee McGee, they called him.
I don't think you could have weak knees and dribble like that.
I think
But-
it's the only way you can dribble like he did.
Growing up, I also thought the NBA logo was ridiculous because I thought it should be like somebody dunking or,
Yeah. Like-
dribbling is not
Yeah.
the most exciting.
Like the
Part of
Jordan
basketball.
logo.
Yeah, the fact that the NBA didn't just immediately replace their logo with Michael Jordan dunking
Yeah.
when he did his, famous pose. I think Nike stole it. Nike was like, we got to snatch this up before
Yeah.
the NBA gets their grubby basketball hands on it.
Like when you're playing basketball outside, your hands always
I was
get
just
grubby.
thinking of that. Yeah, your hands are always like black when you're done. And the basketball that started off as orange is also black. And
And you just wonder, this ground doesn't look like tar, but it must be.
yeah, it's just something about the NBA. Most people are black. Isn't that true? Like, are most of the people in the NBA black, or are they white people?
Well, they probably were white.
it's evening out.
Is it
with
evening
the
out?
European players.
They were probably white, and then because they dribbled on the court for so long.
Yeah, see, they all changed. But today, that's not what we're talking about, because that is mildly offensive.
And
Some might see it as more than mild.
I think they would be correct in lots of ways. But today, I'm going to draw
We're going to talk about something differently offensive.
the NBA logo.
We're going to dishonor a dead guy.
Not dishonor, replace. Okay, so the current NBA logo is some kind of like curved rectangle shape, which I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
Probably back in the old days when they're like, it has to be the shape of a newspaper because that's the only way anyone reads about basketball, But today, everything is circular.
Yeah. Plus, it's like a tall rectangle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even made for
like portrait
modern
mode.
TVs.
Like, it could be your phone background, which I guess, but like, go on any social media these days, the little thumbnails now, your little icon is always a circle.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it ought to be.
Okay.
A circular logo for the new NBA. Plus, what does that remind you of?
A basketball.
Oh, I was gonna say a marble.
Oh,
A marble.
Yeah.
Because they're
that is
round.
the best sport.
Marbles is the best sport. Let's just pause the basketball talk for a second. This is what we call marble time with the two poor artists. Mr. Wiegert, what's your favorite marble team in the Marble League?
the Pinkies is the only one
the
I know.
Pinkies.
Oh, that's the team Isaac's mom roots
Yeah,
for.
even my mom can bond over your
That's the
shared
only one I know the name of.
I root for Momo, Team Momo.
Team Momo.
And I mainly root for it for two reasons. One, because rooting for them is just saying Momo, 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 Momo.
Yeah.
And two, their team name is Momo, 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 and Momo, Momo. Although they did get a new member called Mimo, so that's something new.
That is exciting, I'll admit. You may have noticed that it's now spiky.
Oh.
It looks dangerous.
As
less,
it should.
Less marbly now.
Yeah. By the way, I root for the Raspberry Racers. Shout out to Rezi, the captain of the Raspberry Racers. They're fantastic, and if you're a Savage Speeders fan, you can just go suck an egg, as they used to say.
In first place, as you always are.
No, they suck. It's like rooting for okay, what's a good basketball team?
Like the best one, it always wins,
Yeah,
and everyone hates them for
Yeah,
it.
like the Patriots
The
used
Warriors.
to be. The Warriors?
Not
That's a
so
team?
much anymore. Yeah.
Wait, they're a team?
Yeah.
Did you know this?
I would think, I don't know any of the teams. I would think,
I know the Suns because they're from Arizona.
Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks are in the finals.
I used to clean the pool for a guy that was in the Suns.
That's mildly interesting. All right, so this.
Is that a cricket post?
Cricket.
I mean,
What? Like
what's the lawn?
bad?
Game.
No, it's
No,
croquet.
Croquet, not cricket.
No, this is a chain.
Oh.
Oh,
So this isn't a basketball. This is like a demolition ball. Or like a...
We'll get to why there's chains.
Or like a mace.
yeah.
Not a mace, just chains.
This has turned incredibly dangerous.
I think it's incredibly cool.
It's like playing rollerball.
What's
Did you ever see
rollerball?
that movie?
Oh, from Alita?
This is from like
Alita,
there was
Battle
one, I think there was
Angel.
one in the 70s, and then they remade it like in the 90s
Wait.
with
it's not
the guy
Alita.
from Superman, Dean Cain. He was on there. But
is like
they
a real
played
thing?
with a dangerous ball. It's like roller derby, but they played with dangerous balls like these, and people got hurt.
This is a
That
real-
sounds a lot like the sport they played in Alita Battle Angel.
Is it the
Yeah,
You remember that
It wasn't
sport?
the same sport, but yeah.
like this was a real sport?
I guess that was no. This was a movie.
Oh,
Roller derby is a real sport,
Yeah,
which is also fairly dangerous. But you add a spiky ball into the mix.
yeah.
okay. So this isn't a chain for spiky reasons. These are sad chains.
Like a ball and chain.
Not. I mean, it is kind of like that, isn't it? Ball and chain. So there's chains coming off.
Like
of that
what?
side.
What else do you mean by sad chain?
Just think. I'll explain, but you can think. This is a moment for contemplation. All of you at home, think of the saddest chains you know.
There's two chains.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's multiple chains, really. I don't know if they'll just be two. But it represents the... Yeah, well, I won't... You just think about it.
Is this like? Are you gonna make some sort of like slavery reference?
No! Why would I do that? That's horrible. Why would you even think that?
That's sad.
You're talking about sad
You
chains.
went too sad. Too sad. You're supposed to let the people at home contemplate, not throw slavery out there. They use chains and other things. Chains. Look at how cool it is already. You see this on a uniform, you're gonna be like,
I
man.
think it
that's
because of
cool.
those chains now. It's like ponytails. I think it made it less cool.
Gosh, you're right. It is like pigtails. How do we fix them? I was gonna go this way with them. But it's just,
More.
More pigtails.
uh-huh. Just have to add more. Chains cover a multitude of sins, as they say. Especially chains that resemble hair. So, what's the guy who died's name again?
Jerry West.
Chamberlain? Oh, Jerry West.
They played on the same team, but
Him and Wilt?
yes,
Wilt is a great name if you really like lettuce that's been left out for too long because it wilted.
Or
A wilted flower.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
That's honestly what I always think of is the character Wilt from that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody names their kid Wilt anymore.
No.
And nobody names their kid Jerry ever.
hardly.
You know one Jerry?
Nope.
That was another moment of contemplation.
Well, it's not the
Stop
same.
interrupting.
Yeah,
Anyway, where do we go from here? So obviously, see, I was gonna come up with something clever for the NBA,
Right.
You know? And maybe I still will, but for right now, we just have to make sure that the letters NBA are on there, you know. And
Okay.
I'm not very good at drawing Comic Sans, but in the actual logo, just imagine it's Comic Sans.
Yeah, I mean the only real font that exists.
Yeah. Will you ever see us using any other font? Probably not. What font is the NBA in? Probably in basketball bold.
it was pre-font days.
I almost worried for a sec. Pre-font days. What does that mean? Like it was just somebody's handwriting?
Yep.
How old is basketball? Like you were showing us pictures of Jerry West earlier, and they weren't in color.
No,
Like I
yeah.
didn't know basketball existed before color. I know it was invented because of some sad professor in his class inside on a rainy day. And
What? That's not the story.
will you expound on us then? What is the story?
It was like
No, I'm asking Mr. Wiegert.
Oh no, Benj knows better.
Oh,
History.
come on! You're the sports
Well, it's
guru.
supposedly James Naismith, and they used a peach basket,
Who's James
and-
Naismith?
and there was no dribbling. They just passed the ball. It wasn't a basketball at the time. Some leather ball.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was like played like ultimate frisbee, where you couldn't move with the ball, and then dribbling came about because they passed it to themselves.
Huh.
But yeah, it was
Wasn't he
some
like a college professor and wasn't it a rainy day?
he was
Did I
like-
get that part right?
he was a Canadian guy,
Canadian.
and he came to
Ryan-
America
Ryan
as
Reynolds.
you do if you're Canadian,
Yeah, like that's the
and
goal.
then invented basketball.
The dream of every Canadian is to come to America. and become an American.
Although Josh one time did a report and said some of that story is untrue or something.
Yeah.
But I don't believe
People
Josh.
Was it a rainy day though?
It's probably Canadians wanting to take it back for them.
Now it looks like an elephant. Elephant ears. Just know it's chains. Sad.
This
chains.
looks like Bowser's pocket watch.
Sad chains. You know how you can tell? There's a tear. Always falling off of the chains. Because they're sad.
tear?
Chains. Uh-huh.
Boy.
So, you guys have seen A Christmas Carol, right? The movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Wonderful Life.
No. That's sadder.
Okay.
Any Christmas movie that's like, and then the man almost jumped off the bridge. And you're like, this is Christmas. Why are we watching this movie? And then you're like, but it's actually a pretty good movie. And we watch it every Christmas. And we love it because tradition and the happy ending.
That's not why we love
So
it.
the
I mean, that's why.
Christmas Carol's not that sad.
Okay. So, time.
Is Christmas Carol sad at all?
Well, if you think about his life as he's
Oh yeah.
gone through.
I guess it's sad for little Timmy.
What's the guy- what was-
It's really sad for
What's
Tiny Tim. Is it name
Tiny
Tim?
Tim.
Oh boy.
So, like, we gotta honor Jerry. Jerry may be dead. His dribbling days are over, but he's still part of the NBA. So, how do you spell Jerry? Like you would expect? J
Yes.
E R R Y.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident they wouldn't use this as their logo.
Well, if this is what the fans vote for, they don't have a choice. Didn't
Is there
you?
another line going this way?
There's two-
But I
Yes.
thought we agreed that
The current NBA logo
was
too sad.
sad because they didn't want a morbid.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized they probably like that because they're still using it. Like he died on Wednesday. Have they changed it yet?
Oh my!
I mean, it's probably because we haven't submitted our.
Right. Well, they're
Yeah.
changing it. That's why we're doing this.
I think that's a fact because that's what we've said.
Well, and they've already made all the stuff for this season. They're gonna it'll change next.
Yeah, all the
season.
jerseys are already printed, but by
Yeah.
next season. So let me just walk you through this a little bit, right? So there's Jerry. Jerry has passed on. He's playing in the big courts in the sky, dribbling sideways at an 84-degree angle as he does,
in God's big house.
with lots and lots of rooms where we can play basketball.
Exactly.
Just how the song goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to acknowledge his life, not just his death. And there comes the chains. These are the chains he forged in life. Jerry's chains. And each chain represents something that he did in life, like played basketball. That gets you a chain. Played more. How many years of basketball did he play? 1, 2. Oh, gosh. Hang on.
Well, he did 14
1, 2,
in the
3,
NBA.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, you're probably wondering why there's 15 chains if he only played basketball
Well,
14
he played
years.
3 years in college, and
Uh-huh.
he played many years of high school.
How many in college? How many?
3.
Oh, I was hoping it was 4 because there's
Well-
4 spikes. See, this is
Okay,
like
so-
vaguely representing Jerry's life. The 15 years, the 14 years, but he really wanted to play 15. So there's one chain of regret that we call it.
That's
Then
is that the crying one?
that's the crying chain. That's the chain of regret. 15th chain. He wanted to play 4 years in college, but unfortunately he only played for 3. And then, of course, he died. All the regrets of Jerry's life on full display on every NBA uniform for all to see and weep.
You also made it circular so it fit in the things, but then you drew mostly outside of the circle.
Not everyone needs to see the chains of regrets. You don't need to see that, but when it's on somebody's uniform, like this will be.
So you're saying like on Facebook and stuff, the logo is just going to be a tombstone and the word
Just
NBA.
around without the spikies.
Now, you're probably wondering what that stands for.
Nobody wonders that.
I think everybody's wondering that.
Everybody knows.
No,
what
because
it
like
means.
as much as we talk about Jerry, Benj, when's the first time you heard about Jerry Jerry West?
It was definitely Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yes. Why? Because it was like a news story, and Mr. Wiegert was crying, and we're like, "What's wrong, Mr. Wiegert?" And he's like, "Jerry West," and we're like, what does that even mean? Who's Jerry, and why is he going out west?
I was like, is he related to Adam West?
Yeah, Adam West.
Maybe
like
Kanye West?
Batman. No. And it was inconsolable. Well, we don't need to drag that back out. It's over. You've gone a full hour without it. But the point is, nobody knows Jerry West. You've probably seen the NBA logo, and you're like, generic basketball man, silhouette of leaning basketball player.
Or you're like the rest of us, and you assume that the Michael Jordan logo for the shoes
is
the NBA logo.
It should have been. Which is why, in honor of the actual best basketball player of all time, we get Michael Jordan's initials. So you're just reminded that even though we have to honor Jerry because he died and we had to bury his logo, Michael Jordan's actually the best. That's in the circle.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just put like Michael Jordan, GOAT. And then like, I don't know how much more we want to keep going with this. And just be like, Jerry. Who? Yeah, it just looks like Michael Jordan fans vandalized the NBA logo, but it's actually it goes along with the chain of regret, because even though he became the logo, he's not actually the best. Isn't that right? Who is a better basketball player?
Oh, well,
Jerry
Michael
West.
Jordan.
See. And this
And Jerry would say the same thing.
Now,
Should have been the logo.
I'm going to be fully honest. I will be surprised if the NBA chooses my logo. But at least when the discussion is happening, people will acknowledge that mine should be the logo, but it just probably also shouldn't be. They're like, yeah, he makes a good point.
Yeah, but Jerry
Chains of regret. We
has
all
been-
have them.
has
15.
been relevant for 60 years. Michael tried to coach and own a team, and he didn't do very well at that. So while MJ was the best player, Jerry probably has the best basketball mind.
This is like saying somebody was the best businessman, and
Yeah.
you're just like, that's cool and all, but that's also really boring.
But before MJ, Jerry was one of the best players.
Well, again, I don't expect this logo to be picked. NBA people, executives, whoever took over for Jerry West, he was like the head of the board of basketball, right? I don't know what Jerry West did, guys, because I only heard about him from Wednesday. Anyway, point is, I don't expect this to be picked, but I do expect you to talk about it. And yeah,
You gotta put your name and age.
I guess so, right? What are we calling this new NBA logo?
Yes.
New.
It's one of those rare times where we're like, hey, people are gonna search this. We should probably draw it.
Yeah, because they're clearly
Like-
changing the NBA logo.
Like one of our attempts to actually get people to watch our videos.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't really care if they pick my logo. I care about the art.
Mm-hmm.
And this art tells a story of regret. A story of Jerry and how he wasn't the best and nobody knew who he was, but everybody saw his silhouette. And isn't that how we all are? People see you on the street, they pass you by, they're like, I don't know who he was, but I saw that he was there. You just like pass people on the street sometime and you look at them and you're like, man, that person has a whole life, but all I know is like their silhouette. I wonder if they have a chain of regret like I do, like we all do. The chain forged in life. The chain with the 15th link for the 15th year. Just stop
I'm gonna
me
save you.
whenever.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
please.
save your drawing.
Okay.
You can continue while I do that.
Yeah. Mr. Uyghur, what's your 15th chain?
My chain of regret.
Just your 15th. Yeah, is it like... what's something...
the super deep.
what's something you have 14 of, but you wish you had 15 of?
Toes.
You have 14 toes?
You have 14 toes?
That's how you wish you had 15?
Yeah, because then you'd have a full extra foot. A full extra foot if you had another toe. Saying you have 14 toes is weird, but saying you have 3 feet worth of toes, that's That's admirable. Oh, Mr.
Well,
if I had thought of any answer, you would have given that.
I've only had 5 kids, so
No, it's 14 toes. Just go own it. The people are gonna be.
I don't have 14 of anything.
Secret's out. I think you shouted out toes.
Yeah.
We never decided who was going to draw second.
I think
you should.
Ben should.
Yeah,
Okay,
Benj.
I'll draw second. We'll leave the best for last, as
course.
they say.
Yeah. That's what we do. We leave the best for last. I think my logo is pretty cool.
Now it's not.
Well, it's more
gone.
morbid, I'll admit. But.
Okay. So I'm gonna draw a different logo. I'm gonna keep with the rectangle that they had after I fixed my mic here.
Please hold for a mic fixing segment of the channel. What'd you do to it?
It's like floating.
It is. And now it's speaking. Actually, no, we're speaking. It's like you're tucking it in.
It's like every string is loosened. Okay. Like a basketball net.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with the rectangle,
Yes, we've already heard this part.
but it's going to be the other way, like the way it should be for modern TVs.
So people could use it as like their wallpaper
Yeah.
on their computer.
But you still have to do like rounded.
Yeah, I mean, they'll like center it or stretch it or... Anybody ever do that on their computer where they tile the background? Like, is that ever a thing that people do?
Like on purpose?
Yeah, like on purpose.
Because like you do it all the time by accident when you...
Yeah, you're like clicking through the ones trying to make the one that you have work, and you click tile, and you're like, I really didn't want to see pieces of it 17 times. But,
Yeah. Like, I don't... Like, why is that even an option?
you know, I don't say this enough, but I really do think all logos should start with an ice cream sandwich.
Mm-hmm. So, as we established...
Sports blow. They're just the worst.
The logo before
Sorry, Mr.
was
Weird.
a man...
We should be honoring you with this. I think sports are good.
You know,
As we established before, the logo was a man leaning.
Mm-hmm.
oh, he's
And
going to be
as-
a man laying
And
down.
as we all know...
Yeah, make him laying down, like arms folded across his chest.
Thinking about basketball.
And as we all
I think
know,
basketball makes everyone a little sad.
it's in the Constitution that you can lean anywhere.
I think that's just established.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows
That
that.
might not be totally true.
Legal teams screaming at us through the window again. They don't know the Constitution like we do.
Not supposed to lean on a power.
Mr. Riegert, who is your team? Your basketball team?
I like the Golden State Warriors
Oh.
because Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are on those teams.
You know how like every basketball player has the worst haircut?
Yeah, but it's
We're
funny
gonna-
because
we're
they
gonna
have
stop.
different worst haircuts.
Yeah.
It's
So
like they all get together at the beginning of the season and they choose. But they're not allowed to choose a haircut that anyone outside of the NBA has. You know?
yeah, so this guy has like that like weird mushroom haircut and then real badly cut.
Yeah, the
under
one that looks like he's wearing a toupee on top of his poorly shaved head.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We all know it.
That's this guy's haircut.
Yeah. What kind of haircut did Jerry West have?
He probably
Look at that.
he was old. He probably had like a regular haircut.
That guy's eye is melting.
Well, that's,
melting.
that's what
It's like what happens
happens.
when you crack an egg and it comes out of the shell and it's like drooping.
I think most of the time he had the hair that was like parted over. I think, but
I'm gonna do something that Benj really likes, and I'm going to say something about a picture that I'm looking at, so that we have to look up the picture after this
You
video.
say we? You mean me?
Yeah, well, I'm in the room, and I have to listen to you complain about having to upload the picture. In fact, you know what? I'll do it today. I'll spend the 6.5 seconds it takes to copy and paste the picture.
See, the fact that you think it only takes that long.
I think that's exactly how long it always takes. except you complain for 6.5 minutes before the 6.5 seconds. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so that picture. Look at that hair.
Yep.
That's back when basketball players had
Real hair.
I mean, this is probably not the hairstyle anybody at the time had because of, the established rules of NBA hair. Like, this guy's haircut is a normal haircut for 2024, but I'm sure back in 1915 when he was playing that it was like, no, basketball player, everyone in the audience had like afros. When did he play?
60s.
Oh, I was way off. That was like 100 years ago.
So,
Well, it was black and white.
I mean, when I
so-
grew up, that's the style of hairs like in the 80s or late 70s. My dad always had me have that hair.
Is this what a basketball looks like, or is this a baseball?
Oh, I can comment on an old picture of Jerry West now.
Put a line through
and now
the
Ben has
center.
to look up that picture. Oh, why is he so
There
angry?
you go.
He looks like a bulldog.
Who is it?
That's Jerry West,
Oh,
apparently.
I'm gonna stick with the olden days, and he's gonna be wearing real short shorts.
See, it's both the olden days and the new days.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the current length of NBA shorts, Mr. Wiegert?
He-
As a father.
He played.
Oh,
I played when they were short, but
He also has those like annoyingly long socks.
yeah, the long socks were the thing. Actually, though, when I played, I only wore socks up to my calves.
at what point in the NBA were elf shoes popular?
And then because he's like leaning so much, you got a guy hand here.
Like in football?
Yeah, like the coaches that
Yeah, like the hand, the belt holding coach in football.
yeah.
That is definitely a deer. A deer's hoof has reached out from heaven. Oh, that's a complicated part of the logo. Not only does this look like Michael Jackson wearing elf shoes being held by a deer dribbling a basketball, your logo is fantastic, though.
So like the problem with the old logo is it wasn't leaning enough.
Yeah,
this one.
I've heard that said many times.
And can you imagine if in the basketball world you had one person, like I'm surprised that the Globetrotters haven't done this, but you have one person who's being carried by another person
Yeah.
and he's dribbling.
I feel like they
They
probably
may have done that.
So like the one being carried is like dribbling, being dragged.
We just haven't seen them recently. They probably aren't doing that.
But if they're not Globetrotters,
See, Harlem Globetrotters are everything good about basketball. 'Cause
do this stunt.
find a deer or an elk. Train it to carry your basketball player across the court by his belt, because your basketball player has to wear a belt for this to work. Why don't they wear belts in basketball? No. Is another moment of contemplation. Just let the audience think. There's probably a good reason.
They wear laces in their shorts.
What numbers does this guy have on his jersey?
23 for
What?
Jerry West.
Is that
44 is Jerry West.
Who was 23 then? It's almost like me, who doesn't really care about basketball, knows that Michael Jordan's was 23.
And then 25.
we'll put 44
Is that
in
for the
honor.
Wizards?
Yeah. Nobody remembers that number. I can't even remember that number.
But here's the thing. I know Jerry West is cool. But did he ever play for the Toon Squad? Did Jerry West ever save the Looney Tunes by playing for the Toon Squad in outer space? Let's just answer that question right now.
I think
Yes or no? No, he didn't.
He should have.
Yeah,
should
like
Because the
this
Looney
guy
Tunes
have another
are...
leg, or is the other leg exactly?
it is
behind?
perfectly lined up. It doesn't make sense that he's like reaching out with the leg to steady himself. He's doing a Michael Jackson move here.
Well, I wasn't gonna
Unless
do it
you have
steady,
the
and I was
leg.
gonna have it like
Yeah.
sticking straight back.
Which would be fine, too.
No,
I think it's just
this implies. I
perfectly.
think this implies steadiness.
Yeah.
You put the other leg flailing back, it just looks like he's falling on his face.
Yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
Who is this guy? Is this Jerry West?
No, his haircut's way worse.
But
he's wearing the
you
shirt
honored
with
him with
honor.
his
Like
shirt,
there's
though.
honor
Uh-huh.
involved.
This is just melty eye McGee.
I think this guy also has just a bad mustache.
Oh,
You've ruined him.
no! Now he looks more human.
Oh,
He
no.
looks like a Frenchman.
No, not a Frenchman. You ever seen a French basketball player? You probably have.
Yes,
You probably went to West Virginia.
The number 1 pick in the draft was
Oh,
French
my
this year.
gosh. I was
Wembayana. He's
In
7'5",
honor,
7'5".
and he can dribble and shoot like a guard. He's amazing.
In honor of what, Ben?
in honor of that guy.
But that's not what he looks like.
You gonna draw the French flag,
No,
Eiffel Tower.
I would never. We've already established what we think of the French in our
Yes.
whatever Cinco de Mayo day.
Yeah, it's true. But I am curious how you're gonna honor the French.
But no, his mustache honors the French.
Oh, so this is
Oh, he's using fabulous font.
it's so fabulous. Fabulous font, Benj.
That's what I do.
Is that gonna be a B?
No.
He's
Oh, it's the nab.
he's
The
cha-
nab.
he's changed it.
Oh, it's
It's the
ruined.
National Association of Basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
It's
See?
a new, like, I figured they didn't want to use
The same.
my logo for the official.
That means it's up to you, Mr. Uyghur, because they're not choosing mine, and the NBA, by definition, can't choose Benj's. The National Association
I
of
left too
Basketball.
much. I left too much room over
Why is
here.
it floating? You know what you should stick underneath it? Just put a little MJ under it. There's an exclamation mark in NAB. NAB this is like
Nice.
someone screaming at someone to steal something. Nab it! Nab! 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 They're just like, steal the ball! But they don't say that. They
Yeah.
say nab.
So, the National Association of Basketball, you should consider this logo.
First of all, you should consider existing. Like, and when you do, there's only one logo that you can choose.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a cop-out, man. Come on. I chose one that I knew they wouldn't accept because they're not brave enough for a chain of sorrow. Yours, they can't accept. So, Mr. Wiegert, buckle up. You gotta
they
create
could
the new logo.
They could pull up, Photoshop and switch to B and the A if they really wanted this
That's
logo.
not how art works. I'd also like to point out, while Benj signs and ages his drawing, that we are very big fans of the new logo for the NBA, or really anything, being in black and white. Because no art... You're just awful. at this.
You just cannot do the B.
Well, that's what bees look like.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say. Nothing to add.
Nor should you.
All right.
Well, let's see how he does his name, because it has a B in it. Oh boy.
We were watching that new Dune movie at some point. Remember that scene in the Dune movie where they go into the gladiator arena and everything just changes into black and white? That's the only scene in movies I like from the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
All these color movies,
Yep.
except for Justice League, when they put it in black and white.
Yes, the Snyder cut black and white
Benj
edition.
and I only watch movies. No, that's not true. We watch a lot of movies. We only appreciate the art of movies when it's in the colors that are acceptable to art.
Did you
Yes.
watch the black
Let
and white
me-
version?
No, but we appreciated
Oh,
it.
yeah.
All right, Mr. Wiegert, are you ready? Yeah, don't touch anything yet. Hold the pen.
Okay.
Would you like a drawing glove?
No, thank you, because I'll have enough trouble.
No, but that's the thing. Drawing gloves help.
Yes, so you say.
I do say.
It is done.
All right. The
All right.
only hope for the actual NBA logo rests with you.
Okay, I also am going to stick with the rectangle.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is
It's not very
Yeah.
good record.
No.
The-
I think it's great.
The pen,
like-
as you get to the top and bottom.
I like how
pen
you're
doesn't
honoring
like
Jerry
this.
West already because he was wrinkly by the
This
end.
is like SpongeBob. I can't even do the rounded corners very well.
Man, we should have you on more often. It makes us look so good. Okay, let's just reflect on
I could actually
the NBA
draw
logo.
somewhat.
This is like the NBA logo after it's been through a horrible fire.
What is that? That's a line.
What is that?
Ooh. A line.
A line.
Diving board. This is the wrong sport.
Could be a potty.
Or a chair.
A chair.
Perhaps.
A chair. Perhaps.
But
Oh,
oh,
not good.
It's looking more potty-like. isn't it?
man.
It's like one of those portable
That's like a
potties.
catchphrase we could use on this channel. Oh, not good.
I have lots of catchphrases.
This logo is bold and brash.
It's like what people use to compliment bad art.
Exactly right.
Isn't that the name of Squidward's painting that he did
Yeah,
of
but
himself?
he named it that. That's why that's not where I got it from. I mean,
Okay.
I think it might be a basket.
what's that then?
Oh,
A head, perhaps?
could be.
Someone dunking their own head. But could it be?
Maybe it's Michael Jordan dunking Jerry West's head.
That would have been a good send off, I think. You know,
How do you want to die?
when I die, I'd like to donate my head to Michael Jordan and have him dunk it at
Mhm.
the final game of the NBA
Yeah.
Finals.
Like into a furnace to cremate?
I don't think they'd allow that on TV.
What if you just had your ashes put in a basketball?
And then someone dunked it. It'd be like a medicine ball. You know,
Yeah.
full of sand, but it's just full of Jerry.
Yeah. And they dunk it into a volcano.
I really like that glove that's
Oh, it's
on the
extra
hand.
man,
How he
yeah.
has like a drawing glove on his hand that covers up the
Oh.
four
He
fingers.
has a
Looks like a-
tattoo of the NBA on his arm.
I will say this is so much better than our logos.
Like this
It
is
looks-
like
This looks like a basketball card that somebody found in their attic from 100 years ago. Like, sure, the edges are a little frayed, but it has sentimental value, of course.
yeah. Like other than the fact
I
that
don't know
we
if it needs anything else.
other than the fact that it was drawn with a vibrating pen.
Yeah.
It's a shame we had that earthquake at the beginning of this drawing.
this picture, it just shows you what basketball's all about.
Because it's basketball. NBA. Yeah, I mean, really, other than trying to understand the frame, it is exactly what basketball needs.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, imagine them trying to sew this onto all the uniforms. The sewing machine could literally explode and it would still sew it, right? Like, proper sewing machines aren't ready for this. They have to, like, cripple.
So I can fix it. Maybe.
You can do whatever you want.
As they say, hair covers a multitude of sin.
I think if the logo for it was just hairy.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting twist.
Well, there was Teen
What?
Wolf.
There's just
where he
like
played
a
basketball as a werewolf.
there's
What
just
other
like
basketball
a big
movies are there?
Lots.
Air Bud.
Airbud. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One of us should have done Airbud as the new logo.
Yeah, that's true. He's up there with Michael Jordan.
Technically, I've already drawn a new logo that they could use on this channel.
You mean Jesus?
Yep. on our Palm Sunday episode.
Him palming the basketball, jumping off his donkey.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Kazam a basketball movie?
Kazam.
Or whatever it was.
Was that Shaq's movie?
Yeah.
Oh. You remember the movie Like Jerry? No, you don't. But do you remember the movie Like Mike?
Mm-hmm.
About Michael Jordan's shoes?
And Like Mike too. And I think there's a third one, wasn't there?
But I stopped watching after.
Yeah, because it was like
There,
different
I put
people.
my age on there. Too.
Ooh. that came out wrong.
Especially honor, you know.
It was like, yes. Honor.
At the beginning of the year when they have the Super Bowl, I can always know how old I am by what year the Super Bowl is.
You're as old as the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but then I had a birthday after the Super Bowl. So it's 58. Super Bowl 58.
At least it keeps you close.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're within a year.
At the time
Mm-hmm.
of the Super Bowl.
It's better than being
Right.
as old as basketball. Because look what happened to Jerry West.
Yeah, he was 86 when he passed.
Admirable. Would have been more admirable if he was 23.
Why?
Because Michael Jordan. Not like dying at 23. 123.
Oh.
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
No. Jerry was probably a man of honor. You did give us a fair definition of everything he accomplished.
So Josh
Definition.
would be approving of this NBA logo.
I think I'm approving of this NBA logo.
I mean, it's the only one that even, like, if anyone votes for mine or yours, they're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they can vote for it, and the NBA can reject it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll have to take the,
I thought whatever they voted for, the NBA couldn't reject. I thought that was the whole deal.
Then that's right. They can't vote for. I mean, technically they can vote for mine. It's
I mean,
the
they
NBA. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I mean, they can vote for mine, but it requires changing the name of the NBA.
Like you said, Photoshop is a wonderful tool. It helps people who can't spell simple abbreviations.
I could spell, just not in the right order.
I can't wait
That's
for everybody
true.
to turn in next week when we draw the FIB, the fib, to go with the NAT,
Well, it's a better.
the CAI.
I think fib is
AC.
an apt description of them.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Any other Father's Day wisdom you'd like to expound on us as we sit here?
I can't think of anything.
Are you proud of what we do on a weekly basis?
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
I can't approve of the no sports thing because I am a basketball and football fan.
Yeah, I thought you said nose sports, and that opened up
Yeah.
a whole floodgate
Yeah.
in my mind of like, what could you play? What sports could you play with your nose?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, when
Steels
I
would be
played
real
that
good at it.
clip for
Seals.
you, and it cut off before they could say no one, and you thought they said Noah. So then it went off on
Yeah.
a Noah tangent from talking about Jerry West.
We made the mistake of saying we didn't know who Jerry West was, so we were gifted a video.
Well,
About
I didn't
him.
want it to come from just me, but from people who are professional sports analysts.
To be fair, I believe you more than any professional sports analyst.
But Isaac thought it said that he was better than
Because
Noah.
it's what the sports person
It
said.
cut
ESPN
off.
man was
It just
like,
cut off.
and Jerry was better than Noah. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that's a bold claim.
Yeah,
Because
but
Jerry didn't build an ark for 100 years, and Jerry didn't gather the animals 2 by 2, and Jerry didn't pilot the ark to the
but
mountain.
then it came into a whole discussion of who's better at basketball. Noah.
Or Jerry West.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, at like 600 or however old Noah was, he's probably going to be better than Jerry at 600. But give us 500 or so years, we'll dig him up. And we'll
Yeah, that's like a no contest there.
That Noah would be better?
But Methuselah's better than Noah.
Yeah. It's true.
At 900 something, get both of them together.
They should have elderly sports. Like I know the injuries would just be through the roof. People would be like, their career would start and end on the same day consistently. But like, imagine like an elderly basketball league. It'd be so great. They'd just be like cautiously walking to the basket.
Well, what do you think I'm trying to get in shape for?
Oh, we should.
There's always hope.
We should have drawn the EBA, Elderly Basketball Association. That would be so great. Imagine elderly anything, elderly hockey. They're just like slamming into each other, hips dislocated. You'd have to have a whole discussion in elderly sports about like how many joints you're allowed to have replaced and still qualify. He's just like a bionic man. He has replaced hips.
90% of him is young, new
titanium.
I was thinking of elderly hopscotch, but we do have pickleball though.
Elderly hopscotch.
Elderly people play pickleball.
I'm just saying it would be a great honor to watch the nursing home league.
I think a baby league would be more fun to watch.
I think they'd both be good, but they'd have to compete against each other.
Who can win?
Yeah, right?
The elderly or the baby?
Yeah, like toddlers.
Yeah.
You know,
But like they still toddle. They can barely walk.
I think both of them are going to toddle and barely walk. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd watch me some. See, this is the kind of sports I need. I need sports that are bold and new.
Bold and new.
My sports just see, like they're reaching the pinnacle of how good somebody can be at a sport, you know? Once they've like genetically created the perfect basketball player. He's like a 9 foot tall, has like 12-foot reach somehow. You know, he dunks from the 3-point line, and you're just like, well, it's over now. Like basketball is just finished.
Yeah.
They just create these monsters that play.
Then you just have
raise the hoop.
Then you just have two
to 12
monsters fighting in the middle,
and
then whoever wins,
it becomes something new that I would watch.
Just each team has one monster.
Just something to mix it up a little bit, right? Like that'd be quite a thing.
So, do you have any words of sorrow to display to our
He didn't
audience?
have any words of wisdom. You think he has words of sorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on here for an hour.
Well, I figured he was out of wisdom and sorrow. Phil,
I already asked him about his chain of regret.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess more words of apology for raising us.
Would you please apologize?
That's my 15th link chain.
The 15 times he's asked us to stop.
I did not do very good with getting sports into my family. Josh is the only one.
You tried real hard, though. Don't sell yourself short. Oh man. Yeah. Do you? I have one final question.
Great.
Since the whole point of us having you on today was to honor you.
Oh, I feel honored.
Do you feel honored?
I feel honored every time I'm around you guys.
Wow, that's interesting. That's something.
That's like Stockholm syndrome.
Sure, we locked the studio door.
Probably
We've used the chain of regret to tie you to the chair there. That's my chain of regret. That's what we call it. But you know, sports, basketball, NBA, any other
National.
Thank you.
association.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.
Now you say, we're going to spin the wheel of mythicality.
I think you're thinking of a different show.
Oh, that's right.
No, it's the Wheel unfortunate or
The wheel of regret.
dude perfect.
Dude perfect. Yeah, the wheel unfortunate.
Wheel unfortunate.
We have a chain of sorrow. Bye. As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.